The most underrated American battleship of World War II is the story of USS Massachusetts, BB-59. In the vast shadow of mighty names like USS Iowa, USS Missouri, and USS Washington, one American battleship quietly built a combat record that few could rival, yet history barely whispers her name. She was USS Massachusetts, BB-59, nicknamed Big Mamie. Born from the urgency of global war, this South Dakota-class battleship combined raw firepower, speed, and surprising versatility. Though never the star of propaganda reels, she fought across two oceans, dueled enemy ships, pounded fortresses, and survived everything the Axis could throw at her. Her tale is one of determination, precision, and quiet excellence, the mark of an unsung hero of the sea. When the Massachusetts rolled out of Quincy, Massachusetts in 1941, the world was already burning. The ship was a marvel of design, 35,000 tons of armor and steel, armed with 9 16-inch guns, capable of hurling a 2,700-pound shell over 20 miles. She carried advanced radar for the time, thick armor plating, and one of the most efficient fire control systems ever put to sea. Her crew of nearly 2,000 sailors were young, confident, and untested, the new guardians of America's maritime power. Her first trial by fire came in November 1942 during Operation Torch, the Allied invasion of North Africa. Off the coast of Casablanca, USS Massachusetts engaged the French battleship Jean Bart, shore batteries, and several enemy ships loyal to Vichy France. It was the first time an American battleship had fired her guns in World War II, and Massachusetts struck first. In a matter of minutes, her 16-inch shells silenced Jean Bart's main battery, destroyed gun emplacements, and sank the French destroyer Fougueux. It was a devastating display of accuracy and coordination. The battle announced America's return to big gun warfare, and Big Mamie had fired the first American naval salvo of World War II. After her success in the Atlantic, Massachusetts was transferred to the Pacific Theater, where the war's most intense naval battles awaited. She joined Task Force 58, operating alongside aircraft carriers like USS Enterprise and USS Essex, serving as both protector and avenger. For the next 3 years, she became a workhorse of the fleet, bombarding enemy positions at Truk, Saipan, the Marshall Islands, the Philippines, and Iwo Jima. Each time her guns roared, softening defenses for invading Marines. Her accuracy was legendary. Japanese observers at Truk were stunned to see salvo after salvo landing within yards of key targets. Unlike her flashier sisters, Massachusetts rarely made headlines, but her record speaks volumes. She steamed 225,000 miles, fired 2,500 rounds of 16-inch shells, and shot down at least 18 enemy aircraft. Her crew endured typhoons, kamikaze attacks, and long nights on battle stations. She was struck by enemy shells and bomb fragments, but never disabled, a testament to her construction and her crew's discipline. One of her finest moments came during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944, the largest naval battle in history. As the Japanese fleet launched desperate counterattacks, Massachusetts guarded the American carriers with unshakable precision, intercepting air raids and raining anti-aircraft fire that turned the skies into firestorms. Her 5-inch and 40mm guns claimed multiple kills, and her massive 16-inch rifles shelled enemy positions in support of the invasion. She was a fortress at sea, steady and unbreakable. As the war drew to an end, USS Massachusetts took part in the final bombardments of Okinawa and Japan's home islands, unleashing her final fury before peace came at last. When the surrender was signed aboard USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay, Massachusetts stood quietly anchored nearby, her guns silent, her job complete. She had fought from the very first American naval shot of the war to its final campaigns, undefeated, unbroken, and often unrecognized. After the war, she was decommissioned and sent to reserve, destined for the scrapyard like so many of her sisters. But fate had other plans. The people of Massachusetts refused to let their ship die. Veterans, citizens, and schoolchildren raised funds to save her, and in 1965, Big Mamie was towed to Battleship Cove in Fall River, Massachusetts, where she rests today as a museum ship. Her decks echo with the footsteps of visitors who come to feel the power of a machine that once shook the seas. The USS Massachusetts may not have been the biggest or the fastest, but she was among the most balanced and battle-tested. She fired the first U.S. Navy salvo of the Second World War and was still firing near its end. Her crew earned 11 battle stars, but she earned something even greater: respect. So when historians speak of the great American battleships, Iowa, Missouri, Washington, remember the one that fought without glory but with unmatched consistency. The ship that never lost a man in battle, never failed a mission, and always came home. USS Massachusetts, the most underrated battleship of World War II, stands today not as a relic but as a symbol that true greatness often fights in silence, and victory sometimes wears no crown.